Dobry wieczór wszystkim, I'm Mysticle, and today I'm pausing my efforts of putting Linux on the Quest and running Steam in order to bring you the latest in AR and VR news. So, I hope you're all doing fantastic. As usual, you have chapters down below to skip to any specific part of this video that you might be most interested in, and with that being said, let's get right into it. First things first, let's do a really quick recap of Meta Connect, because that happened and we never had a recap. Quest 3S was launched. Of course, we already knew pretty much everything about that device. Things to note, only the 512GB version of the Quest 3 is staying, once the rest of the 256GB models are sold, and it is also currently on sale, being refurbished for $380. So in case you guys are looking for a cheaper Quest 3, now might be your time to buy. The Quest 3 is also getting a pretty interesting, immersive head strap, kind of like the Quest Pro, considering the fact that the Quest Pro is being discontinued. So you're going to be able to use the Quest 3 kind of like an augmented reality device, more like the Quest Pro, which, I mean, for us Quest Pro owners, I guess is kind of sad, but for everyone else, yippee. There was a ton of talk about AI at Meta Connect, AI creators, as in turning us, people creating videos, into AI so that we can talk with our viewers. And I already talked about this. I think it's kind of weird. I think it removes the kind of personal talk with people, so I probably won't be using it. They spoke about being able to scan your room with your phone and bringing that into virtual reality using volumetric capture, and that looked really good, so I can't wait for that to happen. We're probably gonna end up bringing this space into VR chat, knowing us. They spoke a ton about Meta's AR glasses and how those are improving, and they made me want to get them even more. And then of course there was Orion, which is their first actually working model of AR glasses that are fully self-contained and actually have sixed off and project things. It was incredibly impressive, and judging by the facial expressions of people that got to try it, it was also magic-like. Oh yeah, and V71 is also being released. However, I cannot fit this in today's video, so that will be for maybe tomorrow's or the next one. And something very exciting for people that use virtual desktop, as in projecting your desktop onto a virtual screen, the Quest 3 will very soon be able to do that with Windows 11 laptops, just like the Vision Pro is able to do with Macs. So all you're going to have to do is look at the laptop and you'll be able to extend that display into a virtual floating monitor. So that's really cool. You can now also purchase the MX Ink, which is Meta's first kind of custom controller, I would say, in partnership with Logitech, and it is essentially just a virtual pen that, well, you're able to use in the virtual space, just like a Quest controller. It is tracked. The MX Ink is priced at $130 or $170 with the MX Inkwell dock. The MX Matte is available separately for another $50. So I guess that could be something that interests some of you guys in case you are artists in the virtual space. So I'm going to leave a link to the live stream down below in case you guys want to watch that. I'm going to have it all chaptered up so that you can skip to anything that you're interested in there and hopefully find out more in detail. Now let's move on to this week's news. Meta Horizon OS now actually works much better offline. So can you please not? Look at it. Look at it. What is it doing, and why? Quest headsets now work better when you don't have an internet connection. VR enthusiast Luna has noticed that Horizon OS V69 now caches app icons for the app library. They also report the OS now darkens the icons of apps which require an internet connection to work, letting you see which apps you can currently use. Attempting to launch such an online-only app brings you the list of nearby Wi-Fi networks. So that's actually really interesting, something that is really subtle if you think about it, but it will definitely be a quality of life improvement. So from Luna, this seems to be rolling out alongside V69. Icons are cached rather than blank, and apps that require an active internet connection are grayed out. So yeah, this is more of a quality of life improvement, as previously the OS would just load blank icons if you didn't have an internet connection. The new Meta avatars are slowly starting to roll out. This is also something that we saw during Connect. New Meta avatars now available in Horizon Worlds, Home, Workrooms, and SDK. The Meta avatar graphics overhaul is now live in Horizon Worlds, Home, and Workrooms, and the SDK for third-party apps has been updated too. All Meta users are now being offered to upgrade their avatar when viewing it in the Meta Horizon phone app or in Horizon OS or on a Quest headset. After doing so, you will be able to see your new avatar in Horizon Home Space, Horizon Worlds, and Horizon Workrooms. So, you know, the Meta avatar system is something that's been ridiculed basically since it's been launched, and Meta has been slowly revamping it, giving us new features, giving us new options, and making the graphics look a little bit less simple, I would say. They're still very simple, mind you, but they've got more detail here and there, and this is definitely better than what they started off with. They still haven't given us miscellaneous items, and for lack of a better comparison here, ears, tails, etc. that were showcased to us the first time they announced any kind of avatar overhaul during Connect, and this was also showcased when they talked about NFTs. That light has also died now. Everything is dying during this video. Pretty large change. People are showing their avatar upgrades, and yeah, you can definitely see the difference. Niantic and Meta are now also planning a playdate for Hello Dot on Quest headsets, but Niantic's space for Paradots is expanding on Quest 3 headsets with a planned paid add-on that should arrive next year for Hello Dot. Niantic launched Hello Dot in May this year as a free showpiece for Meta's mixed reality tools on Quest 3 headsets, with the app bringing one of the cute little digital creatures into the room with you. Just a few weeks ago, the company showed off the digital pets in Paradot Beyond for spectacles, AR glasses as well. Now the company behind Pokemon Go confirms to upload VR, their development team is iterating quickly on ideas to expand the Paradot experience on Quest 3 headsets, working in partnership with Meta. The hope is to introduce playdates with other dots as well as cosmetics and toys for the creature, though Niantic warns the add-on could still go through a lot of changes. So in case that's something you're interested in, and in case you're already playing with the app, well, that'll be a nice upgrade. Now, onto some negative stuff, because of course, not everything can be happy, as Microsoft plans to discontinue the HoloLens 2 and has no direct replacement. The HoloLens 2, in case for whatever reason you don't know, is actually one of the coolest AR headsets I have ever used. Yes, this is actually something I got to use, and I was eternally grateful for that, because that isn't an experience I thought I would ever have. It is actually see-through, it isn't using cameras to project your view, so it looks very different to what you'd see on the Quest. Yes, the FOV was tiny, but the experience was still magical. And now, Microsoft is apparently planning on discontinuing that. Microsoft has continuously shown us that they're not very interested in doing anything VR or AR related, haven't they? This is like the next project they are discontinuing along with the MR platform for Windows. Now is the last time you'll be able to buy the device before stock runs out. The company has been telling its partners and customers HoloLens 2 will continue to receive updates to address critical security issues and software regressions until December 31st, 2027. As soon as 2028 starts though, software update for the HoloLens 2 will end. For the original HoloLens headsets in 2016, software support will end after December 10th of this year, just over 2 months from now. Production of it ended back in 2018. Again, this is a device that I see as category defining, just as Upload VR called it. This was one of the best of its kind. It was used by professionals and by much larger corporations. Yes, as I said, the FOV was probably its most lacking feature. When I say it was small, I mean it, but it was still a magical feeling, being able to properly see your space, not through cameras, not through distortion, not through pixelated view, but your actual space and see objects appear in it. I'm quite sad about this one, even though I don't own one personally. Talking about good things, the Vive Ultimate Tracker now supports any Steam VR headset. So this is something that we were truly waiting on, as it currently only supported Vive standalone devices. Now, apparently it supports any VR headset on PC. A beta was available in February through Discord, and the public release is out now. In case you don't know what Vive Ultimate Trackers are, these are probably the coolest trackers on the market right now. They are properly 6DoF tracked using cameras on the devices themselves. So this isn't estimation, this isn't an algorithm, this is properly camera tracked. The only thing that can probably make these things lose tracking is if you place a blanket over them. And they are entirely standalone as well, which means you don't need base stations tracking you at all times in order for these to work, which is one of the things that makes them so cool for a lot of people. Yes, they're a little bit expensive, but for a lot of people, this is worth it, especially over Vive's Lighthouse-based trackers. Unfortunately, until now, if you weren't willing to run that beta, they would not work with any other Steam VR-based devices. Now they do. I would love to see more of these kinds of trackers on the market, and I would certainly love to see Meta release something like this. But as Ballsworth has told us before in his Instagram AMA, that kind of depends on how well the Pico trackers do. So still kind of hoping on that, but I'm not sure what we'll see there. And finally, ending off on a negative, why did I put this at the very end? Why do we have to end off on a negative note? Windows mixed reality headsets will no longer function on the latest Windows 11 update. So yeah, definitely saw this one coming. Once again, Microsoft is continuously showing us they're just not very interested, and Microsoft has removed Windows Mixed Reality from Windows 11. With Windows 11 24H2, the latest major version of Microsoft's PC Microsoft's PC operating system, you can no longer use a Windows MR headset in any way, not even on Steam. So they've essentially bricked these devices, which is crazy. This is like a lot of headsets, guys. There's thousands of people still using these. This includes all Windows mixed reality headsets from Acer, Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo, and Samsung, including HP's Reverb G2, which was released in 2020. This is a new device. That is insane. I guess this is a very large point to the people that keep telling us that we don't really own our devices. But yeah, this is actually insane. Upload VR tested Windows 11 24H2 with a Reverb G2 and found the above notice. Microsoft confirmed to Upload VR that this is an intentional removal when it originally announced the move back in December. In August, 3.49% of Steam VR users were using a Windows mixed reality headset, which we estimate to be around 80,000 people. If they install Windows 11 24H2, their VR headset will effectively become a paperweight. Now, I imagine the manufacturers of these devices could release a software that would make these work without the Windows mixed reality that Microsoft was upkeeping. But considering the fact that a lot of these headsets are long past what they would call their compatibility date, or, you know, the date until which they are supposed to receive updates, I doubt they're going to do that. So I really feel for these people. That sucks a lot, and I'm actually baffled. That is insane. Either way though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me. We're going to be ramping up the video production now, and we're going to be going back to doing a lot of crazy weird projects. We're also trying out different camera angles. So let me know what you think. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. If you like this one, please do leave a like. If disliked it, I guess it works too. But let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below. I want to see you posting your spice memes. And thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel. You guys are amazing. Seriously, much love. Thank you so much for your support. You are what makes this possible. And thank you to anyone else supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. And as usual, if you want to be notified about content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack the subscribe button with your head, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace. This thing is just dying behind me. It is severely dying. I can hear the graphics card unplugging and replugging itself consistently.
Porsche, Lambo,